Premier League campaign begins now in just a few days' time, but that doesn't stop any transfer activity coming in and mostly out right now, as Leicester have reportedly rejected another bid from Newcastle for James Maddison, as the Geordies are very interested in Leicester's number 10. Fabrizio Romano has sadly given the all clear now and confirmed that Kasper Schmeichel will be leaving Leicester for Nice this summer. And finally, we'll get the latest on the future of Youri Tielemans, as Leicester are expecting a new bid for the Belgium international in the next couple of days. So join me today, boys and girls, in the latest episode of Leicester Transfer News. Here we go. Yes lads, how you all doing? Welcome back to a brand new video on the channel. Today we have got a lot of big things to discuss, and today not really the best news, but yeah, just before we get into it, boys and girls, drop a like if you're going to enjoy today's video, subscribe as well to the channel if you guys haven't already, and most importantly, let me know your thoughts and opinions on everything I discuss in the comment section down below, boys and girls. Yeah, I think it is about time I discuss it. Starting things off then, let's talk about James Maddison. So Newcastle are very interested in Leicester's number 10, and the Geordies have been placing a few bids over the past couple of days. And this all started over the last weekend. As John Percy reports, exclusive, Newcastle have made a 40 million bid for Lcfc attacking midfielder James Maddison. Offer was submitted yesterday and turned down, Newcastle considering an improved offer. So yeah, for starters, I think 40 million is just way too low for James Maddison, and if you want to get James Maddison, you're going to have to be paying a lot more than that. And it looks like Leicester have a similar idea, as Ben Jacobs reports Leicester value James Maddison at over 60 million, having paid 25 million for him in 2018. Lcfc didn't even entertain Newcastle's 40 million offer, although outgoings are needed if Brendan Rodgers is to have more freedom in the market. Leicester really want and are planning for Maddison to stay. See, I think from that alone, it's going to be very tough for Newcastle to even negotiate a fee with Leicester at all for James Maddison, because Leicester, despite our lack of funds this summer, are not going to just let players go left, right and centre. And of course, negotiating with Leicester is usually a very difficult thing. If you look at Riyad Mahrez, Ben Chilwell, Harry Maguire, Danny Drinkwater, etc. Leicester don't make it easy for clubs to sign our players, but maybe apart from Kasper Schmeichel. And Ben Jacobs also went on to say this, told Leicester won't sell both Maddison and Fofana this summer, and it's not guaranteed either will leave. So yeah, there we go then, boys and girls. Leicester are standing very firm on the transfer situation right now, and I cannot see James Maddison leaving Leicester at all this window. So for me, there is nothing to worry about, and if he does go, this is going to come back to bite me, but I just can't see it happening, boys. However, Newcastle United didn't give up on their pursuit of James Maddison. As Sky Sports report, breaking, Newcastle have made a second bid worth in the region of £50 million for James Maddison. A slightly more respectable bid, you could say then, from Newcastle United, but guess what? This was also rejected once again. As reported here, second Newcastle United offer for James Maddison rejected by Leicester. Newcastle deciding whether to continue their pursuit of Maddison or move on to other targets. They don't want to overpay for the player due to financial fair play regulations. Leicester still not budging then for Newcastle United's offer for James Maddison, and as of yet there hasn't been any more bids. A third bid has not come in right now for James Maddison. So yeah, from that report there, Newcastle may just be pulling out and obviously going on to different transfer targets, which is obviously fantastic news. Despite Leicester standing strong on all transfer fronts, James Maddison in particular, Leicester really don't want to sell Maddison this summer. As we know, last season James Maddison was Leicester's standout player, scoring 12 goals and getting 8 assists in the Premier League last season, and of course getting a lot more goals and assists in European competitions as well. Brendan Rodgers speaking then on Maddison / the transfers. The financial situation isn't ideal, but that doesn't mean we will be exploited. You don't want to lose your best players and then not being able to bring any in. There is no way I would want to sell him. So yeah, a very strong message then from Brendan Rodgers. I think, I'm 99% sure that Maddison is going to stay at Leicester, and if he does leave, I'll buy you all a Mars bar. So there we go. And overall, I believe that the main question here is, how much is James Maddison actually worth to Leicester? Not how much is he worth to Newcastle, how much is actually James Maddison worth to Leicester? Here's the latest then, reported once again by Ben Jacobs. Leicester have rejected Newcastle's second bid for James Maddison. As we know, Newcastle reluctant to go much higher, and still 10 million plus shy of a number Lcfc might seriously consider. Close to the 55 million mark is likely required to advance talks, and even then, no guarantees. Newcastle reluctant to go any higher then for James Maddison, and if you don't see another bid in the next couple of days, I think it's fair to say that Leicester will be keeping hold of Maddison this summer. So yeah, good news, boys. Make sure to let me know your thoughts and boys and girls in the comment section down below on this whole James Maddison to Newcastle situation. As I said, I think you guys know my opinion on this. I don't think this is going to happen. So yeah, let me know your thoughts in the comments and how much do you think James Maddison is worth as well. Let me know your thoughts down below. Moving things on then to some big news. Let's get the latest then on Kasper Schmeichel. As we all know, Kasper Schmeichel has agreed to join French side Nice. We already knew this by about a week ago, but today there has been some breaking news. Fabrizio Romano, the king of transfers, has spoken, people. And this is what he had to say. OG Nice have completed Mattia Vitti and Kasper Schmeichel deals. We can ignore that bit, but the bottom bit, Schmeichel signed the contract today as a deal has been agreed days ago. With Leicester, it's sealed. There we go then, boys and girls. Fabrizio Romano has pretty much get there. Here we go. He says the deal is sealed. The contract will be signed today, and I think that is all it for Kasper Schmeichel. He will be officially going to Nice this summer. As reported by Owen Palmer-Atkin, Sarah Manet has told us that Kasper Schmeichel is due to have a medical with Nice this afternoon, probably at the time I'm recording this. Also tells us there's a 1 million fee involved with add-ons should Nice qualify for the Champions League. The contract then signed today, the medical being done today probably as I speak for Kasper Schmeichel to Nice, and this deal should be wrapped up then in the next couple of days, and I imagine this deal will be confirmed officially by Nice probably by tonight. The video may already be up by the time it's done, or probably tomorrow as well. So yeah, boys, it's actually happening. I've said it before, but I will say it again. An absolute legend for Leicester City with Kasper Schmeichel. 11 years at the club captain. It's going to be a massive miss on and off the pitch as well. The Danish international, an absolute legend at the King Power. However, it's now time to move on and look into the future for Leicester, and a big chapter with a new goalkeeper potentially being the new #1. And the big news, Brendan Rodgers backs Danny Ward and Daniel Everson to fight it out for the #1 shirt, with Schmeichel's situation to be resolved this week. Sounds like Danny Ward has the edge at the moment. Lcfc will only dip into the market for a new third choice keeper. So initially, this whole Kasper Schmeichel situation, he was only going to go for Leicester, did sign a first team replacement, a new #1, but by the sounds of it now, it's either going to be Danny Ward or Daniel Everson to fight out for that #1 spot. And it looks like Leicester will be going into the market then for a new third choice keeper, and one name who's been mentioned around is of course Ben Foster. So the main question to you guys then in the comment section down below, who should start against Brentford? Danny Ward or Daniel Everson? Let me know your thoughts in the comment section down below. And personally, I did not see this coming at all. Here's what Brendan Rodgers had to say then about the situation. Ward is an exceptional goalkeeper. I've always said we've got a #1 keeper there. We saw him against Watford, how he comes for crosses, how he takes the ball, he can deal with the ball at his feet. I've got every confidence in him that he can go and do a great job. Moving things on then, boys and girls, let's get the latest then on the future of Youri Tielemans. So the transfer saga, which has been going on for absolute months, and we've seen no progress at all. However, the main man, Ben Jacobs, is back again. Leicester also expect an offer soon for Youri Tielemans. An Arsenal move still very possible despite the lack of offer today. It's 30 million Leicester now need. Tielemans wants the uncertainty over his future to be resolved. Arsenal still very keen then for Youri Tielemans, but still no bid. I believe Arsenal are trying to offload some players right now before they will go in and sign Youri Tielemans, something which obviously Leicester are trying to do, but have been very unsuccessful so far. Obviously Arsenal have recently sold Bert Leonard to Fulham. Of course, that is an example of that. However, with the Premier League season beginning now for Leicester on Sunday, is Youri Tielemans going to want to leave it so late in the window to make a move, or is Tielemans going to want to sign a new contract, make sure he stays at Leicester, and then potentially move on in the next summer? For me, that would be the better option in my opinion. Because if Youri Tielemans stays at Leicester this summer, doesn't sign a new contract next summer, he'll be going for absolutely nothing, and Leicester cannot afford to waste potentially 30 million coming into the bank. So if Tielemans doesn't sign that contract extension, I would probably like to see Tielemans go, because that 30 million could be absolutely crucial to Leicester in future seasons. Obviously, it would be a massive miss for Leicester with the quality of Youri Tielemans, but in my personal opinion, we simply cannot afford to lose out on 30 million going forward into future seasons, and as we know right now, Leicester are struggling with transfer funds. And from BBC Radio Leicester, Brendan Rodgers told me in our exclusive interview for the Football Forum, no offer has come in for Youri Tielemans, and he's been very professional. I'd also recommend listening to this exclusive interview with Brendan Rodgers on BBC Radio Leicester. It's about 50 minutes long, it's quite open, so if you guys haven't listened to it, watch that and you'll probably know a bit more about a whole transfer situation. But overall, as we know right now, there has been no movement in this transfer. Tielemans is still very much a Leicester player who's very focused on the new season, acting very professionally, unlike some, Wesley Fofana. But yeah, Tielemans overall, he's waiting for a potential move, but as of yet, still still no movement in this transfer. But yeah, lads, make sure to let me know your thoughts. Send it in the comment section down below on the future of Youri Tielemans. What do you guys think will happen? What's the best option for Leicester? Let me know your thoughts down below. And as we know, the Premier League season is now just a few days away, and Leicester's pre-season campaign has finally ended, with Leicester picking up another win last weekend against Sevilla at the King Power Stadium in a 1-0 victory. Of course, with the goal coming from Kylian Dewsbury in his second half to separate the two sides in a pretty good performance by the Foxes. However, though, there is a few injury concerns coming from that pre-season friendly, and obviously that's pretty standard with Spanish clubs. Villarreal. Rodgers also provided an update on Ricardo's suspected Achilles injury. It doesn't look good, but we'll see how it is. He had an off injury here last year that set him back. We're hoping, fingers crossed, that it might not be so bad, but it doesn't look good. Rodgers on Barnes' knee concern. Speaking to the medical guys, who think it's okay. He just felt his knee a little bit unstable, so there's no need to take the risk. He seems fine. The medical team think he's fine, but we'll see how he is tomorrow. And finally, why Wesley Fofana was taken off at half time. He had a slight groin issue the last couple of days, but he felt he was okay to play. Psychologically, it was a huge blow from him and his last season, so the idea was to get him the minutes and get him off as soon as he can move on. Overall then, based on that, not the ideal pre-season friendly, but obviously Ricardo is probably the big injury concern. I believe Barnes and Fofana will be okay for the season opener against Brentford, which is of course is this Sunday. The Premier League returns for Leicester, and it's going to be a very interesting season. But yeah, boys, that is where I'm going to put a wrap on today's video. Hopefully you guys have enjoyed it. If you have, let me know by dropping a like, subscribe as well to the channel if you guys haven't already. Like I said, most importantly, let me know your thoughts on everything I discussed in the comment section down below. Some big news today, not the best news. It doesn't look like Leicester will be making any potential new signings in the next couple of days. The full focus now is on the new season. Lots of videos will be on the way from now until the start of the season. Of course, opening day against Brentford on Sunday at the King Power Stadium. So yeah, boys, I'm Sportsa, and I'll see you guys very soon in my next video. Peace, guys.